Okay, so we are back and can I capture that? Have I attempted to capture anything? I have. Yeah, this is the entire island of disappointment. But as soon as I cross that river, ooh, you know what? That river shows that it has something underneath. All right, we see another Psyduck. As soon as I what is that? A Chewtle. All right, we're in this area now. So I'm not getting another Leon thingy. That's a bird. I need a water type. That isn't Meryl, but we kill Meryls on accident. I want to know what that thing is, because that looks cool as shit. So do we have to stay near the water? They're chasing after me, so I gotta be careful. Maybe, all right, let's circle around and try and find something else. While being careful not to hit anything, because we will have to capture whatever we encounter first next. But I really want it to be a maybe we do the Chewtle. Maybe that turns into the thing I saw on the map. Let's try the Chewtle. All right. Let's try and capture the Chewtle. All right. So, we've lowered its attack, and we're 4 level. Well, do I have anything lower? I don't. So, let's throw Furculor in, and then we'll just use water-based attacks to hurt him. Because we're trying to keep him alive. Perfect! Oh, wait. No, not perfect. Okay, battle. Water Pulse. That's a good amount of damage. That is a great amount of damage as long as we don't crit. Okay. Yeah. Sure. Water Pulse again. Please don't crit Furculor. Okay. All right. I think one more. Okay. Let's try the ball. Let's just try the ball. All right, yeah, tackle us. I'm going to try one more Water Pulse. And that's about as much as I want to do. And I'm not going to fuck around. Great ball it. Come on, get in the ball. Stay in the ball. There we go. Chewtle has been caught. Fucking awesome. Chewtle's data has been added to the Pokédex. It's 1 foot tall, 18.7 pounds. A popular game among children is to lift up sticks that Chewtle have been onto to see whose Chewtle can hang on the longest. Yeah, that is barbaric. How you doing, Xmas? Doing well. We're trying to play some Pokemon. Keep it. All right, let's we're going up against the we're going up against the fire teams of those guys of Team Star. So I'm going to want Little Ram out, and we'll put Choodle in. All right. We now have 2 Pokemon that are going to be type effective against Team Star's fire base. All right, give me one moment. I gotta spin a chair. All right, chair that was in my way of chat, is now out of the way. Still riding the Switch 2 hype train. Angry fans be damned. I mean, all right. I don't mean to timestamp this episode of the LP. What the fuck is that? We all saw that, right? My hallucinating Pokemon now? Like, I battled it and it disappeared. Oh, we could have got a Slowking or Slowpoke thing. Man, this would have been cool, I think. Switch 2 stuff though. Slowpoke's oblivious to it. Ah, man, that's hilarious. Let's kick it. Oh, this kick. We are kicking an iron jaw, apparently. Holy shit. And we can no longer kick. Let's assure the Slowpoke. Now that was pretty good. I'm glad that we had double kick disabled instead of assurance there. That was great. In terms of fans, though, being mad at the Switch 2 announcement and stuff, I don't get the severity of why they're being mad. I mean, it's pretty much agreed about what we saw. I mean, we got some really good things. Like, Deltarune has new chapters coming out at launch. Silk Song is... I'm not going to say is guaranteed, but Silk Song has been shown to be, yo, that's coming next year. So... people can talk about that. And all right, what I will say, it is partly Nintendo's fault about price. The games that they're going to be showing are not going to be the most mind-blowingly technically advanced games. These are all games that are going to... They're saying Metroid Prime 4 is going to run at 4K 60 frames a second when docked, or 1080p 120. I think that is basically the same as them saying, as Sony saying that the PlayStation 5 is technically able to play 8K. Technically, yes, and there's like 3 games out there that make that not a lie. We're not going to be able to get that performance. The Steam Deck is better, is more powerful than what we've seen the Switch 2 to be. So, in Nintendo jacking up the price to be more premium than anything else, than any other game out there, Nintendo is setting the base price of their games, base edition, to be that of special editions. And is there any reason why these games couldn't be played on something other than a Switch 2? Unless they are simply using, like, we have 2 mouse modes. That without that, I don't think it's worth it. I don't think the Switch 2 is worth an $80 or $90 game. I think they should have think they should have held back on the price of the games and pulled it back to be like, you want to play these games? Great. They're not going to look as pretty as the ones that you can buy on the PlayStation 5 for $50 more than this console. By the way, those games are going to be $20 to $30 less on the other console. Or, if we want to go PC Master Race, circle jerk, I don't care about the PC Master Race. I think PC Master Race is a little too far up their own asses. All based because of economic climate. Okay. They can claim that all they want. However, they are charging the price of digital games. Digital games are not subject to tariffs. Digital games are not subject to tariffs. IP, all that stuff. They are the only company that is saying, we have to raise the price. We have to raise the price of our games because of these economic tariffs. They're the only company that has done that so far. So unless Microsoft, unless Ubisoft, unless Activision, that's now Microsoft now, unless Sony, unless every player across the board follows suit and says, yeah, we gotta jack our prices up $20, $30. If everyone else doesn't do it, then Nintendo's full of shit. Nintendo's full of shit. Who's trying to learn Scary Face? Oh, the Taurus is trying to learn Scary Face. Someone has to be the bad guy and break the ceiling. All right. And hopefully when these tariffs do get rescinded, if Nintendo doesn't go back and be like, hey, now that the tariffs are gone, we can lower those prices. Right, guys? No. We're now... Unfortunately, it was posed like a few weeks ago that we should be expecting to pay $100. That I think someone was talking about this with like GTA, surrounding GTA 6, that players should be expecting to pay $100 for a video game now as a base level entry. And he was laughed at. The guy was laughed at, be like, players don't want to pay $100. It's... They did drop the price on the 3DS after launch. True, they dropped the price on the 3DS after launch. However, the 3DS also had a horrible launch. Absolute horrible launch. The 3DS launch was so bad and so ill-supported by Nintendo that to bring people back into the 3DS, they had to have the Ambassador program. Let's not forget the Ambassador program, that steaming pile of crap they had, which was the Ambassador program. It was like, hey, we're sorry we haven't released anything new on this brand new handheld console for you. And by the way, we're going to be releasing an updated version of it in like a year. Like, get the hell out of it. I think everyone should cancel the pre-orders. I think the Switch 2 should come to June 5th and be like, we have less than 1,000, because not everyone's going to cancel a pre-order, but I think every retailer and Nintendo should be shown that it's like, we do not like this price hike. We think this price hike is full of shit, and we think that this price hike should not be placed on us to bear. So we're not going to assure you. I mean, it's kind of assured that the Switch 2 is gonna sell gangbusters, but we're not going to give you our money until the day of, until we have those units in our hand. Off. User finds to harshly lower its speed stats. Let's go ahead and just not get Scary Face. I don't think it's smart of them. I think it's smart for Nintendo to release this year. I think it's still smart for them to release on June 5th. I think it's smart releasing mid-2025. I think it is exceptionally bad press right now, though, to bring with it is like, hey, this handheld console is going to be just barely under the price of a premium, and we can't say they're not. It's $50 cheaper, only $50 cheaper than a PlayStation 5 Pro and an Xbox Series X, and it's $150 more. No. Yeah, it's $150 more than a Steam Deck, which isn't raising their prices due to tariffs, but it's $150 more than a Steam Deck and an Asus ROG Ally and all those other handheld computer stuff that are the same form factor, and it's going to be less powerful than those. I think Nintendo so far has shown a lot of promise of the value that we can expect, and I think they have the benefit of a long history of having some really great games, but I don't think that Nintendo has that much value to weather the storm of hiking up these prices. If they were hiking up the prices up to the $80 and $90 mark alongside other players in the industry, this would be a lot easier pill to swallow. But let's not forget, we already don't like paying $70 for a brand new game. When I bought Monster Hunter Wilds the other a few weeks ago, I sure didn't like paying $70, especially when I know if I waited 6 months for the DLC to drop, that by the time the DLC dropped, I could have bought the base of Wilds and the DLC for probably less than $60. So, I think Nintendo is running straight up against the limit, and they are crammed against the wall of that limit right now of what people are willing to be paying for entertainment value of video games. So until we see what other players in the industry are doing, I think Nintendo is just going to be the scapegoat and the straw man and the bad guy. But let's also remember, they're kind of being the bad guy here. They are kind of being a bad guy. There have been a lot of rumors going around as well. Jeff Gerstmann was talking about on his podcast how it was kind of rumored that's like, hey, Nintendo's been shipping Switch 2 units into American warehouses ahead of launch. So if that was in response to them believing that tariffs would be coming up or not, who's to say? But the fact that they're going to be charging extra money for products that they've already paid those tariffs for, and I really don't like it. I really don't like any of it. I don't see how anyone is not going to be buying a Switch 2. I think they're not going to be as hard to come by as a Wii. I think they're going to be as hard to come by at MSRP as a Switch was during 2020, which was, it's good fucking luck, brother. It's definitely going to be a successful launch, but I don't think this is going to be the thing where Timmy and Alice and Karen and little Debbie, where parents are rushing out to the store and being like, I need 4 Switches, I need 4 Switch 2s, one for each of my kids. I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's going to be, we're going to buy 1 Switch 2. And then that's it. I don't think this is going to be the case of, oh, we're a household with 5 Switches in it. I don't think that's going to be the case with the Switch 2. I think that household that has all those Switches already is going to look at the Switch 2 and be like, no, we need at most 1 Switch 2. We don't need multiple Switch 2s, which honestly, that is where Nintendo is probably really hoping people do. They want people to be buying 3, 4, 5 Switch 2s. Well, they stopped pre-orders because they might have to jump the price again. If they jump the price from $450 up to $500, that gives everyone the easy sight to be like, is the Switch 2 as powerful as a PlayStation 5? Is the Switch 2 as powerful as a Xbox 360? As an Xbox Series X? And it's like, is the Switch 2 as powerful as these already 5-year-old consoles? Is it worth as much money as 5-year-old consoles? $450 is already pushing it, but I don't think people are going to surface and be like, yes. It's a very odd world right now for Nintendo, and I do not envy being in Nintendo's position again for this. It's just, it's a bad situation. And the fact that they've been kind of cagey on how well their backwards compatibility is going to be. I think you can blame Nintendo a little bit. I don't think Nintendo is without blame here. It's not all of their fault. But the decisions going into this, people do not feel that they are the result of an economic burden that is being placed on import-exports right now, with tariffs being stupid how they are. I think people are seeing this as a very sour move by Nintendo because they feel like, and kind of rightfully so, Nintendo is going to have a successful console of the Switch 2. This is going to be something that sells for years to come. I want one. I'm not going to be buying one day one. I would rather buy a PS5 Pro than a Switch 2. But eventually, I do want a Switch 2. If just for their exclusives, because unfortunately, anything that comes out to the Switch 2, it's a Nintendo exclusive, so that means, do I think people would be mad if the console was $350 and Mario Kart was $60 launch? No, I think that is exactly the price point. People were hoping the Switch 2 was going to be $300. That's just full of shit. I was honestly expecting them to hit $400, so seeing that it was $450, I was like, ooh, that's a little higher than I saw. It's the game prices. It is the game prices. Saying that to buy one Switch 2 and one game that is not bundled in with that, you're going to be paying $530. It's like, shit, man, I can go get a console. I can go get one of these older consoles for that much money and get a couple of games on discount. So, and the fact that Nintendo is not known for steep discounts, I think another reason why people are mad about the price of their games is that when they're showing people, you're going to have to pay $80 for this game physical, or $80 digital, or $90 for the physical one, they know that price is always going to be that. Mario Kart World, doesn't matter if it's this year or 2030, Mario Kart World is still, for some reason, going to be $90. I think that is what really pisses people off, is because Nintendo is not known at all for any discounts. No, nothing at all. Like, at best, they tried to make you feel good spending $100 on a Nintendo ticket so that you could buy 2 games and have a discount of like $20. It's like, really, Nintendo? Like, shit, they got me for that. That's how I bought Tears of the Kingdom and Super Mario Odyssey. I did the Nintendo ticket thing because it was the cheapest way to do it. And guess what? That is about the closest that Nintendo has gone to ever discounting those games. Better than no discount on full price game. I think that's the problem, though. We're now in a world where Microsoft, where Sony, and definitely anyone that launches on PC with Steam and that fucking Epic Game Store are being like, hey guys, you want to buy this game that's 9 years old? Have it for $5. Have it for $3. Whereas Nintendo's like, you want to buy this game that is 20 years old? Excuse me, sir, but you're going to have to pay $70. I think that's the bullshit part about it. It's a bullshit part. The fact that I bought Mario Odyssey the same date that I bought Tears of the Kingdom, and Mario Odyssey was a near launch title for the Switch, and it was still full price, and it never goes on sale. It still doesn't go on sale. The fact that Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, a remake, oh my god, the game, a remake of a Wii U title, granted with a lot more content, but still an old fucking game, more than 8 years old, now more than 10 years old now, is still full price. And if you looked at the market stuff, doesn't matter if it was around any holiday or anything, you're still seeing that price tag pegged right at the top. Where prices start on Nintendo games is where prices stay, unfortunately. And it fucking sucks. So that means that doesn't matter if I buy Metroid Prime 4 this year or if I buy Metroid Prime 4 in 5 years, I'm paying $80. I'm paying $90 for it. Doesn't matter if I want to buy Mario Party Jubilee. They don't do packs. You want to buy a Mario Party game? Doesn't matter if it's the newest one. Doesn't matter if it's the one from. Doesn't matter if it was from 17 years ago. It's still gonna be full fucking price. It's bullshit. Why does the professor want to come up and help us with Starfall? Oh god. No, your name is not Clive. We're not pals. I've never met you before. Tend to get the job well done. Not that you can take my word for it, but it's true. I don't know who this Cassiopeia is, and I don't know what's going on. I just thought I was going to go into this base full of fire users and be like, yo, I'm going to beat the shit out of you with this turtle. Kevin, spit that out. Spit. God damn it, dog. Why? All right, settles it. Yeah, I just want to play the game. All right, Operation Starfall. Oh my god, I fell off a cliff trying to get into this place before and they kicked me out. I know where I am, Cassio. Okay, cause enough ruckus to draw out the boss. Got it. I can do that. Hopefully. Clavel? Normal academy student just like you, nothing more, nothing less. I did not need to see the headmaster in shorts. Alright, let's do this Operation Starfall. I have 2 water Pokemon. They're both fully healed. Let's hope that's enough. You can't be here. This base belongs to Team Star. If you don't clear it real quick, I'll have to come at you in self-defense. No turning back. Oh, all right, time for my self-defense. The snot right out of you. Team Star Grunt. Houndour, okay. Let's see how far we can go before we have to bring out our dude, or the main guys. Double kick him. This Taurus might just be enough. Man, you're crazy strong. Are you that kid who declared war on us? Call me Narfle. Thanks for the terrible news. Excuse me while I book it back to the rest of my crew. Cassie told me to scope out the fire cruise base. I thought I'd come give you some backup now. Yes, I'm all set. Who are you? Charlos? What are you doing here? Is this Pokemon yours? Charlos the Charcadet. He's one of the Pokemon the Academy takes care of within its grounds. Feels like it depends on what you consider the value of the game actually is. I'm not saying older games shouldn't be valued, but Bayonetta 2 shouldn't be $60 in 2025. This is a goddamn Wii U game. And what I will also say, I don't think Super Mario Odyssey should be full price in 2025. And I sure as hell don't think that Super Mario Sunshine should be full price in 2025. But Nintendo sure does. When you get out of a game, like how much fun. True. But I think it has to have a sense of a sense of the time of when you're buying it. Am I buying? I knew full well I'm buying Tears of the Kingdom day one. I'm going to buy it at the highest price that it should be at day one. It's brand new. It's in the zeitgeist. It is the new thing. But would I feel my enjoyment of that Zelda game was any less if I bought it for $40 4 years later? Would I think that my enjoyment of that game is any less? All right, let's take, for example, I have a huge collection of games I've bought physically and digitally. I've bought a lot of them new at full price. I bought quite a few of them on sale. And I would say that a great example, Skyrim. I bought Skyrim on my PlayStation 3 in 2011. Day one, I went to a midnight release of this game, and I paid full price. I pre-ordered it, did the whole thing. I got the special edition. I spent $80 on Skyrim to play it day one. And then I bought Skyrim on the PC again for a super discount price. I think Steam's having it on sale for like $10. And then they had a good sale of it on the PlayStation 4. I bought it again, and it was on sale for like it was like on sale for like $15. I still enjoyed Skyrim at every single one of those price points. Day one full price or heavy discounts later on. There are plenty of other games where if I went out and bought Space Marine 2 right now for $70, I think I'd enjoy it. Would I enjoy it less if I bought it at a discount? No. Would I feel more open to playing other games at the discount? Yes. I think it's exceptionally tone deaf on Nintendo's part in that they have a strict policy, it seems like, of never discounting games, especially all their first-party games. They can't do much about third-party games. About the only discounts on games that we do see happen are physical versions of third-party releases. Ubisoft's Just Dance. Ubisoft understands, hey, there's plenty of people that are going to buy Just Dance, insert year here, on day one. But later down the line, we're going to make more sales if we discount it to half off. Or, hey, 30% off. I think Nintendo and Nintendo with second parties, like what Metroid Prime is, because Metroid Prime isn't first party Nintendo, it is second party. And like Bayonetta, they co-opted that out to be a second party studio for Bayonetta 2 and Bayonetta 3. I think it is exceptionally tone deaf on Nintendo's part to never discount games. And I think they certainly bring an air of like, ooh, this game never goes on sale. It has to be good. But you also run the gamut, and I think they are running it right now, of if you never discount your games, people are going to be exceptionally less interested in trying something out. Someone that isn't into Bayonetta, into character action games like Bayonetta 2, are going to see that, oh man, that game never goes on sale. I'm not going to buy it. If someone isn't, like I know plenty of people that see like the re-release of Metroid Prime. They're like, I've heard good things about it, but I'm not really into first-person shooters. And in their heads, they're like, I know that they would really like, now having now played them, I know they would really fucking like Metroid Prime 1. But until they hear that from someone personally close to them, which in Nintendo's case, they spread a huge net, so they basically have one of these spokespersons in every household by now. But unless you hear from a personal friend or a personal guarantee of someone that you put your trust in, you're not willing to spend extra money on a high-ticket price item like a Metroid Prime re-release, because you know, looking at the screenshots, looking at the gameplay, is like, that looks like it's a first-person shooter. I'm not really into first-person shooters. I'm a pass. When really, Metroid Prime is anything but a first-person shooter. And I know a lot of people, I've been trying to convince someone that is close to me to try it. Having had such a great experience myself with it, I am trying to convince this other person to try it. And they keep coming back to me. It's like, I don't want to emulate it. I want to play on my Switch, but I don't want to spend $60 on it because it's not my type of game. Pokemon games are a great example. There's a lot of people, me included, who would be like, I would love to play a Pokemon game. I bought this. The only reason I bought this Pokemon game is for this channel. And I didn't even buy it. I have someone else that is loaning their copy of this game to me. But Pokemon games do not go on sale. Ever. If I want to go, if Nintendo had a storefront, they would be the type of storefront, they'd be like, I see you looking at that, I see you're looking at Pokemon Emerald for the Game Boy Advance. It's a great game. Wonderful game. Everyone loves Pokemon Emerald. That'll be $75. It's like, why? Or however much a Game Boy Advance game was at launch. $40, $50. But they're the type of person on a console that is no longer being manufactured. They would have the gall to say that it's still worth every single penny that it was at day one. When they could open up so many people to their items if they just had the decency, I think, to offer discounts. I think it hurts Nintendo's in a big way, and it certainly doesn't help Nintendo in situations like this where they're jacking up the prices $10, $20, $30 above everyone else. I think it invites them wholeheartedly open to the kind of criticism of saying, you're going too far, you're charging too much, we don't like you right now. I think that is a very valid and fair opinion to have about Nintendo right now with how they are structuring their prices. Their boss Mela is the best all-rounder of the team. She fixes any and every problem thrown her way. Her methods are heavy-handed. I don't really care about this Casio person. All right. Well, before we go into this base, I'm going to go ahead and hit save on this. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button and subscribe to this channel. I guess I'm just going to be calling this episode on the LP the Nintendo Switch 2 Talk. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, YouTube, and I'll see you next time.